Hello everyone, this is Isaac.
This is Taryn.
And we are True Masters and Morons, playing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Let's see if we just made you wait for
Loading screen.
Nope, that wasn't bad. Smoky, heartless water.
Suck it!
He's plotting to swipe the chest in the heat of battle. To Shipwreck Cove!
Yarr!
I was right. I didn't go into Shipwreck Cove.
Let's see that map. No, you just got real close. So, actually, we should have discussed this while we were out.
Right there.
Are we heading straight to Shipwreck Cove, or
No.
doing other side things? No.
Because it says sail to Shipwreck Cove for the final battle. I don't want to do the final battle yet.
All right, shall we see them at the nearest island, or shall we continue?
Yeah, we'll see them at the next island. Board the Heartless ship. Okay.
Oh.
Looks like I'm boarding the Heartless ship, everyone. Come join me.
Intrigued. The arrow anchors.
All right.
It's time for a boss. Oh, I did see one of them over there. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So this is cool. I'm trying to think. Because I guess, like, I could just play through and go and sail all of these on my own, because this is a lot of relative nothing to just exist in. So I'm gonna leave it up to you, Taryn. Do we tell stories and talk while I run around and do things, or should I do things off screen after we complete the story on this planet?
Has it occurred to you this might be a conversation to have when we didn't just say, "Hey guys, we're back"?
Yeah, no, this is a conversation that's on screen now, because why not?
Well, I figure I'm thinking we oh, nice. I'm thinking we cut to the next one or two islands, check them out, and if there's nothing really interesting that happens there, then we just jump to the main area.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this is the world. I assume the islands will have something, but yeah, the in-between is probably just going to be us failing at sea shantying, so, you know.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Here's the first island right here, so we might as well, if I can press the cancel button.
I'm like, it doesn't seem to want to let you get closer, no.
Like this game
Villa Verdemontana.
Can you, thank you. Like this game seems to hate letting me, cancel things.
It's probably because you try to abuse its flight systems like that.
What are you talking about? Try to abuse their flight systems. I abuse their flight system.
You're like, no,
They're not going to give me actual fly.
Succeed.
They're not going to give me my glide that I have been wanting since the beginning of the game. I will cheese their flight to no end.
I don't know, what level are you now?
Stupid.
You just hit
Hey,
pause
look,
and have a
Taryn,
look.
it's the pirate ship. Weep. Because there's not enough pirate ships on this level as is.
But this is the blingin' pirate ship. This is the pirate ship of bling.
Pirate ship.
So,
And I am level 39.
You know, this is funny, because I was going to say, I'm like, what if it's not to like level 30 or 40 that you get it? But now knowing that you're one level away from 40, even though there's no possible way for me to do this, I feel like I would be jinxing it if I said that.
No, you gotta love... What?
No, finish your thought. I have a thing that reminded me of.
You gotta love games that, you know, we as people know that there's nothing we can do. The game is out. We can't change how the game works. But we don't want to say crap that will change how the game works.
Even though that's...
Because we're that superstitious, just as a gaming culture. We're that superstitious.
Dude, don't just a gaming culture, just as humanity. They're like, oh, you could be jinxing it, man. And you're like, it can't possibly change at this point.
How can it change? Nothing's going to change it. Yeah, but you'll be changing the reality you're in, man. Like, you'll go to a different reality. It's that
Schrodinger's cat, man. You don't know until it happens. Screw you, Andrew Cat.
I was thinking the whole, like, the phenomenon that makes people believe that we shift realities.
Oh, that, yeah, whatever. I don't even know what that... Is that even, does that even qualify as
the M whatever?
Thing. I didn't even know it had a name, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh, yeah, no, it has a name. Oh man,
For,
this is gonna piss me off.
Well,
Hang on,
he's trying to
Sarah
think
would
of
know.
it.
Sarah,
It's that idea
What's the-
that
what's the idea that we slowly move between realities? So this reality, the Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstain Bears.
for those who are unfamiliar, this is some people's explanation for why things that like are
The
seem to
Mandela
be in a
effect.
the Mandela effect. Okay. Some things that seem to be in the like collective consciousness are somehow inaccurate, even though everyone's like, no, we've all heard that that's that way, right? And it turns out no.
Yeah.
I can't think of an example right now, but you know, spellings of
Well,
words
one-
and that sort of
One of the
things.
biggest is like, you know, the whole Luke, I am your father misquote.
What's the misquote?
So the misquote that everybody says is you know, Luke, I am your father, when in actuality it's no. There's a different way to phrase
I'm
it
like,
because the
that is
actual
the
line
line.
is
It's Luke,
yeah,
I
the
am
actual
your
line
father.
is no Luke, I am your father. But there's some other weird version of it. Anyway, I don't know.
I've never heard anyone say it a different way, but I will believe
But
you.
like the other one I mentioned was everybody remembers, or most people remember, that the Berenstain Bears was spelled the Berenstain Bears, and it turns out it wasn't.
Sure.
Yeah. Again, and there are lots of things like that.
Again,
But yeah.
he and I have had talked about this before with examples that we both have in our head. These are not them.
No, they're not.
But that
This
is
is
the
the
thing,
least,
and people talk
like,
about it.
This is the least coherent version of this conversation that he and I have ever had.
Yeah, I mean, I could sit here and try to think of something, but I don't know. But anyway,
I wanted the other thing.
Are you still gonna float?
I'm on a rock.
Oh, you're on a little tiny ledge. You lucky sucker.
But yeah, like anyway, so like, you know, if you jinx
There's
yourself,
monkeys
you're
on
just
your
gonna
right,
end
by
up
the way.
in a different you're gonna mandala affect yourself into a different reality where they made one change and it's what level you get this ability at. Let me cancel.
No, also monkey.
Anyway, so you were gonna say.
The jinxing thing actually reminded me of a thought process that came to mind as I was running errands the other day. Just a random thought. You know the classic is well, at least it can't get worse than it rains. Like that's the classic one.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, it's like, were you going to say worse? Why would you say that? Why would you jinx us that way, right?
Classic example being, you know, my personal favorite example being Miguel and Tulio in the boat.
Yeah, in the boat in
excuse me.
Eldorado.
Excuse me. Were you about to say worse? No.
No,
absolutely.
no,
I
I've
revised
rethought
that whole thing.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I was out doing some errands, and in my head prior to that, I've been thinking about post-apocalyptic stuff, specifically one particular storyline, but that's a whole different deal. But you know, very commonly, your post-apocalyptic settings have shortages on all of our normal whatevers.
Stuff.
So like a lot of the time, oh, these are crabs on the ground.
Oh, hello, crabs.
But you know, things like they live on a wasted, barren planet. It's all like desert and stuff, and water's scarce and all that sort of thing, right?
Okay, so the world of Dune.
Well, I mean, the world of Dune, or like I mean, the Matrix looks like it could be that way. Your Road Warriors,
Tatooine.
Mad Max, Tatooine, that kind of stuff. But you know that everything's been nuked to pieces, and
Oh, okay, good. I got it still.
Oh, nice.
The Leviathan has powered up. What?
By that, I assume it has more cannons than it did before, maybe?
It has more health. I'm pretty sure it was one of them.
Well, it listed new health, and then it just said forward and side cannons, but it didn't say like what the adjustment was, just how many you now had.
Yeah, that is correct.
So.
It did not say.
So, do you think there's more here?
Let's see.
No, I think that might be it. Hang on.
Here, guys, we'll just let him run back up there real quick, see if there's anything else. If not, we will continue this discussion on the next
See you
island.
on the next island. Yes. All right.
But
you
yes,
were
yeah.
saying?
So those The point of it is that you're in a setting where water is scarce, right? It's a futuristic setting where water is scarce. I was actually thinking very specifically of plot design for stuff in my head, which has no bearing on anything else. But
a D&D game? Like what are we talking here? A world, a show?
A world, a show.
Okay.
Was specifically what was in my head. But so the important bit is future water is scarce for this particular thought process, right?
Right.
And I just had the thought of, two people talking in this reality that exists with scarce water and it's in the future, so they still have...
I know where you're going, and I know my response.
Okay. But I had the thought of, you have someone who's seen, like, old movies from, now or whatever, where that's the joke, but because context has been lost, they're like, instead of being a jinx, it's like someone brings it up and goes, it's like, well, I did the... as opposed to the why would you say that, they're like, so what, whether they don't get the joke or not, it's like, what's that about? It's like, well, you ever see those old movies where they're always like, they do that thing where it's like, well, I mean, it could have been worse, and then water spouts, so it's for luck. I want things to go well for us, because water is good in this place. Like, no matter what the situation is, it's like, oh, water is so scarce, yeah, your day's terrible, but look, oh my gosh, it's pouring rain all of a sudden. How great is this?
Oh, I get it. So they think that at least things can't get worse, and then it becomes like the greatest day ever because
exactly because in their reality with no context for the old world thing, it's just like, Tulio, were you going to say worse? And it's pouring rain, and they're like, oh, that's wonderful,
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
And it was just a random funny thought of, like, that would be very different contextually for these people.
It would be very different. Obviously, that particular one doesn't work because they're also on an ocean. The last place that anyone needs more water. Well, I guess drinkable water is a thing.
I say it's drinkable water though.
But
hold up, can you not? Rude.
The new thing that I think would happen in that particular reality would be at least things. I'm gonna try and go around and see.
No, you just kept you kept looking like you were trying to go down. I was trying to figure out why.
No, I was just failing. It would become the at least things can't get worse, and
why don't you check up right here?
And then a desert, and then like a sandstorm.
Oh, okay. So I see where you thought I was going now. All right.
Yeah.
No,
so
that would be if the effect of the thing was not lost.
Yeah, exactly. They still registered that it was a bad thing. So it was like, hey, at least things can't get, and then suddenly there's
desert sandstorm.
Suddenly sandstorm,
That sounds like a great, I don't know, like trap card for a trading card game or something. Suddenly sandstorm.
It's suddenly bears, but for sandstorms.
Yes,
specifically by Darude.
Okay. Have you ever seen the Leroy Jenkins card for the WoW card game?
Yes, I have.
Okay, for those of you who don't know... Oh, you did?
I owned it, yeah.
That's awesome. For those of you who don't know, Leroy Jenkins, really old WoW meme, the WoW card game made a card of him, and the whole deal is like he shouts out, Leroy Jenkins! And then charges in and ruins everything. Well, so the card actually says on it, if you shout out, you, the player of the card game, when you play Leroy Jenkins, if you shout out, Leroy Jenkins!
Oh, that's why it's called Horseshoe Island, Taryn.
Oh, it's a horseshoe, but not from the top.
Yeah.
It makes sense now. I'm so happy that it makes sense now, and I'm so dumb that that's a thing.
I agree.
But
anyway, so if you shout the meme,
if you shout out Leroy Jenkins when you play the Leroy Jenkins card, he gets a buff to his stats.
Yeah.
So if this suddenly Sandstorm card is you play Darude Sandstorm it gets bonuses.
That'd be awesome. Oh man. No, that reminds me. There was so I've been watching a lot more of a YouTube channel called Viva La Dirt League.
Okay.
A great YouTube channel. They're a bunch of Kiwis who, sorry, let me be more specific because even Taryn's probably confused by that. A bunch of people from New Zealand, and they're called Kiwis. That's their.
I'm actually familiar with that slang, but it took me like 30 seconds to remember what it was.
Okay. Anyway, so they
someone called the Kiwis.
They do a bunch of skits and stuff. The thing they're probably most well known for is Epic NPC Man.
Oh, I've seen some of those. That's why that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So great stuff. I love their stuff.
These
but
sand digging bomb guys are total turds.
yeah, they are. But so there was.
What did that not
there was
kill
a
the ball?
There was a video that I saw.
Whoa.
Grand
Is
made.
that-
That's cool.
Is that Thundaga or just Thundera?
That was Thundaga.
Oh, that was Uga? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, if that... I hadn't seen you get any Ugas, so I was like, whoa.
Well, so
That
the
seemed
way that
big.
it works is if you cast the spell enough, you'll get the higher tier one available as a super use, like the Mad Teacups and the boat and stuff.
Okay. So
So
you
that's
actually
why I
don't
was
have
able to-
Thundaga.
I do
but
not
you can
have
do that,
the
You can do that
Aga.
as like a finisher.
Yes, exactly.
That's super cool.
Woo!
And yes,
My four
the
cannons went up.
The 4 cannons, yep. Your 4 cannons are now 8 cannons, because I have bad jokes. There were 4 before, in case anyone missed it. You were saying.
But so they actually did a bit about the Leroy Jenkins thing.
Oh, okay.
It was a whole video where you could tell they were setting up the raid. They were doing the whole thing. All right, let's pass out the potions. And there was this one dude who had this look on his face. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like that kind of emotion around himself. And then the one of the NPCs came up to him and was like, "Don't do it, dude."
One of the
everyone
NPCs came up and did it?
Yeah, so like one of the NPCs who we see in like every other in a lot of the other skits, he's the blacksmith, comes up and he's like, "Don't do it, dude. Everyone who is watching this, everyone knows what you're about to do. It's overplayed. Nobody's gonna be surprised. Just leave. Just get out. Go." And it was hilarious because I was watching it and I had it up so that Sarah could hear it, and she had no idea that that's where it was leading, but I absolutely knew that that's where it was going. So I'm like, yeah, that's funny, that's awesome. And then it ended in a bit of a surprise, but I'm not gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna blow that. I'm not gonna spoil that. If you want to see it, VLDL, Viva the Dirt League on YouTube. They're a great group. I'll link that episode even in the description. But I love those Kiwis. They're hilarious, and it's some of the best short form skit based comedy I've seen in a while. And they have a lot of nerdy stuff. I think is probably why I like it a lot. Oh, I'm gonna die. I need a cure. Whew. I was literally almost dead.
Lucky turd.
But yeah, would definitely recommend their stuff. It's super great.
Oh, cool. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Speaking of great funny stuff, though.
Rage form. Whoa.
By the way,
Have you
not the
figured
great
out how
funny
to-
stuff I was about to mention.
Real quick, have you figured out how that triggers in this game yet, or no?
Get really hurt.
Oh, so just like the last one, bad things.
Yep. Anyway, so Sarah and I watched a movie, a Netflix original last night called Set It Up.
Okay.
It's a rom-com about these.
Okay, I want to see what
two-
the end thing on this is.
I don't know. Yeah, there's no ending.
It doesn't have a finishing move?
If it does, I would have had to have recharged more, and every time you recharge, you lose a percentage of your health, and I'd only recharged twice, so.
Got it. Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. Sorry, so Set It Up.
So Set It Up is a rom-com about two assistants setting up their bosses in a relationship so that while they bone at the office, the two assistants can have a life.
Wow, really? That's
yeah.
Not just set them up so they can, get them together and go do things on their own time or whatever, but so they can use office time.
No. Well, so these are the kinds of bosses who they and their assistants are never out of the office. Like, they leave at 2 a.m. and they come in at, like, 6 a.m. kind of thing. So they're like, if we set up our bosses, they'll be with each other, and they'll want to leave, so we can leave and have a life.
So we can do anything. All right, okay, I'm with it now.
And there's one scene near, basically at the very end of the movie, where the roommate of one of the assistants, is like, "Oh, hey, my roommate's boss. You still?" And then looks at his roommate. You still work for this guy? And he's like, "Not anymore." And he proceeds to throw his coffee on him, walk past him into his apartment, and go, "See ya." And because the roommate hated this dude's boss.
Wow. Why?
He was just a douche.
Okay, so it wasn't like something
is,
that... Okay.
No, he just is a douche. And I found that... Sorry, spoiler warning. We will put a spoiler warning for it. We will put a black screen and it says spoiler warning. Because that's the end of the movie. I found that so hilarious at 1:30 in the morning last night. And I had already been laughing through this movie. It's a great movie. It's super funny, well done. I had laughed multiple times, laughed so hard before this already that I was pausing it and re-saying lines immediately because I found them that funny.
Okay.
I started laughing at that moment when he threw the cup of coffee. That I started wheezing. I started coughing because I was laughing so hard, and those coughs sounded like... Taryn, you know this sound. When I have an allergic reaction to, cats, and I start, that kind of
it's that
sound.
I'm with you. I've had laughs like that. I understand the improper laugh.
And my head became so lightheaded that I swear to you, if I had kept going even 5 seconds longer than I did, I would have passed out.
Yeah, that's the you're having issues because you're not getting enough air in for this laugh.
Exactly. So
was there anything else on the other side of this island? On the other side of this horseshoe?
No, not as far as I could tell. I couldn't even go over there. But that's how hard I was laughing, and I was laughing so hard, and it was so bad that Sarah was scared, got up, and grabbed me at my inhaler because she thought I was having an asthma attack.
Yikes. That's some serious laughter.
That's how much I was laughing at this. She's still looking at me right now and shaking her head and just going, "No, you scared the crap out of me."
She's like, "It was not funny." Even if I thought it was funny, it stopped being funny. Thank you. It's all your fault.
Yeah, right before she went to grab the inhaler, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna pass out," kind of thing. That's how funny I found it, and I had a headache for the next half an hour because of that cough
serious
and laughing.
Deprivation, dude.
I have never almost laughed myself to death, and yet last night I nearly laughed myself to death.
It's funny because in between episodes, it's like, I'm going to tell the story of how I almost died yesterday, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Yep.
And this is much less horrific than I thought it was going to be, if I'm being completely honest, and I'm okay.
Yeah,
with
no,
that.
I didn't almost crash into anything or anything like that. I just almost laughed myself into passing out.
Laughed away to oblivion.
Territory. Oh man,
that's funny.
And what's funny is I'm thinking about that moment. I'll let us close it after this.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about that moment in the movie, and and I'm honestly just sitting here like, it wasn't that funny. But in the
From
moment,
from
it
an
was
outsider
so that
perspective,
funny.
for someone who has not seen the movie, I feel like there's got to be a payoff, and/or it was 1:30 in the morning. It's like, yeah, from an outsider perspective, I haven't seen the movie. No, not that funny, but your reaction is.
Oh yeah, it was so good. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. If you want to see more of this or any other Let's Play lore or other, let us know what it is you want to see in the comments down below. Yeah, if there's anything else you want to know, let us know in the comments. And in the meantime, this has been True Masters and Morons, signing off. Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to see more like it, hit that subscribe orb.
To see our last Let's Play, click or tap the link on the right.
For our last lore video, click the link on the left.
Thank you to all of our patrons for making these videos possible.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.